He is the Pepsi Zero Rookie of the Year, CJ Stroud. Chad, it wasn't much of a vote, right? Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
It may be Pepsi Zero. I can tell you this does not weigh 0 pounds.
Nah, that's like
I tried to move
50.
this over, and I pity the gentleman who's carrying this around for you. He's getting quite the workout today.
No, for sure.
You want a trophy to be heavy, though, right? I would. I don't want to carry it around,
Yeah.
CJ, but, I mean, I would want it on the mantle.
No, I'm going to have it somewhere in the house, for sure.
Did this season – I know you have high expectations for yourself, obviously. Did this season even exceed your expectations in year one with the Texans?
I feel like yes and no. I feel like I don't really have expectations going into games or like seasons. I'm more so like just want to play hard and see where the chips fall after that. But I feel like I honestly like I did a lot. Don't get me wrong, and we did a lot of great things as a team. But I think we left some meat on the bone that we want back next year. So we're still motivated and really want to do better than we did this year.
What do you feel like allows you to be a big game quarterback? Rose Bowl,
Yeah.
Georgia game. I mean, you rise to the occasion.
I would say just really a lot of just preparation. I mean, I really don't waver or change things, and I just try to keep the main thing. When the lights go brighter, I just try to execute better. That's something that's got me home in those big games.
You went through 11 different offensive linemen this season. You had Tank that went down, right? And then Nico is amazing this past year. The rhythm that you guys, I believe it was the Indianapolis game week 3. And then from there you went on that run that sparked what was an amazing turnaround after a 3-13 year for the Texans the year prior. What's the momentum like as the quarterback when you're in the rhythm that you were in?
It's amazing. That's what being a quarterback is, being in the rhythm and making everybody around you better. So I really feel like they made me better as a quarterback as well. And about like week 2, week 3 was when we caught our rhythm and started really getting an identity on what we wanted to do that season offensively. And then our defense was playing lights out, led by D'Amico and Denzel and all them guys on the defensive side. So, once you get comfortable with one another, and then we were a really close team as well. And all the close teams I've ever been on has been the best team. So I really appreciate my teammates this year for really having a special year.
We were talking with Seth Payne from Sports Radio 610 in Houston right before this, and he said, you are a leader and it's not fake, that you have leadership qualities and everyone around you can see it and knows it. Where did you start to gain that leadership ability, or how you wanted to go about being a leader in a locker room? Because I know this didn't start when you got to the NFL.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a natural born leader, so I'm in a child. Like, I've always been really focused, and I've always been mature. I've been mature more than my age would say. A lot of older people tell me that, so I'm not just making that up. But I don't know. I just think that's something that God put on my heart. Is just to lead and lead by example, but also vocally, because I think that's just as important. So I've been really a leader since I've been a child. Like youth ball, I was always the one to break it down in the huddle and to give pregame speeches. And I don't just do it just to have the leader of a captain, or name of a captain or name of a leader. I really do it because I care about my guys, and I wanted to build that trust this year with my guys on the Texans, and I feel like we got that job done.
CJ, you wear your faith on your sleeve, and you talk about it every time you're around a microphone. I know NBC clipped part of that out, and it's kind of an old media adage that, when people start talking about Jesus or their religion, it's a shutoff for a lot of people. I think that's sad, and I like that you're not afraid to talk about it. I can guarantee you we're not going to clip it out here on
Yes,
OutKick, but it is an important part of who you are, and it's something else I can see that's not fake. It's completely genuine.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's how I was raised, I've been really giving God the glory and the praises. I've been a child, and it's something that I was always going to do regardless if people liked it or not, and I'm going to continue to do it. So, I really am blessed and honored to be able to be in a position for people to watch, and that's what it's funny to me is that I've been doing it for such a long time, but people now are only tuning in because what's hot right now, So, but no, it's still cool. I have a lot of support, and I'm not mad about the NBC thing or anything like that. I wish, of course, I wasn't that, and I just, pray for everybody. It's like one of those things where it's not in my control, so I can't do nothing about it, but I can just be myself, and that's who I'm going to be all the time.
I think that's another example of leading. Way you've handled this.
Well, and you got to say it on live TV,
yes,
whether they clipped it or not.
Right.
CJ Stroud was up. So the old cognitive test or whatever you took, What was draft day like for you, just behind the scenes? It had to be nerve-wracking. And at the same time, you took the test, but you can explain what happened. But you had a headache or something, and they had already admitted that it wasn't a great test, right?
Yeah, I mean,
for you, I mean, they said it was not going to be accurate, but the media got all of it.
I don't know. Like, the draft day for me was amazing. Like, I wasn't tripping off that. I didn't have to make any decisions. I was just waiting to get drafted. So, and my thing is, like, people always talk about keep the main thing, control the controllables. But when adversity hits, are you really going to do that? You know, so that's what I did. Like, I put everything on film. I went to the interviews. I did the combine. I did everything in my control that I could possibly do. So at that point, man, I was just relaxed. I wasn't really tripping. You know, at the end of the day, like, I did bad or good on the test. It doesn't matter. Like,
right.
I think that test came out for a reason, and a certain person, a certain team, or whatever happened. But at the end of the day, man, I'm here now, and I'm not really worried about it.
If you could go back and do it, would you just not take it? Because that's how I'd feel about it.
I think everything happens for a reason.
You had it on film.
No
they knew
doubt.
what type of player you were.
Absolutely.
Right. So we kind of laughed it off when we saw it, but to me, when that stuff gets leaked,
it was right before the draft.
If I'm the player, I'm thinking I just shouldn't take that. And then there wouldn't be an ability to leak something like that.
I mean, of course, like my agent, who's amazing, David Mulugeta, of course, he was upset about it, and I was as well. I wasn't happy that I was labeled that I didn't know football. At the end of the day,
there was a reason for it getting leaked.
100%. You know, there's a reason about everything in life.
Yep.
And for me, I wasn't really too worried about it because I put it on film. Like, that's if I was a GM or like somebody making decisions, I'm gonna pick the person that I see on film doing what I'm asking to do at the next level. So, it wasn't in my control, and I did everything I could do at my control at that point, so I was fine with it, to be honest.
I mean, you always put it on film. I mean, and again, the whole test they put it together, they admitted that it was not an accurate observation. Congrats on all the success.
Thank you, man.
Good luck with all the defenses trying to study you going into year 2 now, too.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. You know, I really, after like week 4, I stopped getting treated like an NFL quarterback. A lot of shell, a lot of cover 2. A lot of just taking away our explosives, which is fine.
I mean,
you know,
you were up for MVP at one point.
Yeah, man.
Seriously, you got that momentum.
I think, if I ain't missed 2 weeks towards the back end with a concussion, I think I would definitely been up for it. But I think everything happens for a reason, and then I got my whole career to play, you know, and I'm excited, and I have goals and aspirations that I want to reach, and hopefully that I'll do that one day.
Have you taken a peek at the quarterbacks in the AFC now that you join? When we start talking about the great quarterbacks in the AFC alone, you're one of those guys now. And it's quite the list of guys right now that are, one of them still playing in Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of respect, a lot of people that I've been watching since I've been a kid. And, I think really the whole league has great quarterbacks, and I think that I can put my name up with some of them. And I'm excited to go match up with some of those guys next year.
CJ, thanks so much, man.
Thank you, guys.
Check CJ out, by the way, in the NBA Celebrity All-Star game, right?
Yeah, man. Today I'm here with Pepsi, appreciate
this heavy trophy right here.
The heavy trophy, man.
That heavy hardware.
It's fan voted, so it's not for fake. A lot of the fans who support me went and voted, and I appreciate them. And
I prefer the cherry flavor.
That's the one that I like too. Yeah. That's the best one you can get. For sure.
Congrats.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah, man. CJ Stroud has been our guest. Hot Mic with Hutton Withrow rolls on here at OutKick.com.